It struck on Sunday night at 11:40, 20 to 12. It struck the iceberg. The ship came to a halt, and Captain Smith and his officers surveyed the damage. And to their horror,
lay still, majestic lady, in your slumber beneath the deep. Hold close those there with you, as they sleep their eternal sleep. Many long years have now passed since you graced these shores and isles, when many hearts went with you, full of tears, hopes and smiles. On an April tide, from Belfast with pride, you set to the open sea. At Southampton and at Cherbourg, you were met with great fanfare. The press all hailed, on each day you sailed, there was magic in the air. Your last port of call was Queenstown, that is the Cove of Cork, where more souls have joined you bound for the great New York. With all aboard, safe and secured, crew made their final check. A lone piper played Erin's lament out on the after deck. With pilot paid and anchor weighed, you set your course due west. You mighty ship, so well equipped, the biggest and the best. Day and night, night and day, you sailed so proudly on, with much refrain to entertain, merriment and song. Then, on that fateful night, when all was still, there came an icy thief, to steal your heart, tear you apart, bring mayhem, loss and grief. Anguished cries and sad goodbyes were heard both far and near, with many lost and many saved on that dreadful night of fear. With boilers down and engines stopped, your props so very still, 'neath the swirling surf you gave it up in the early morning chill. Now seabirds cry their last goodbye from sea to ship to shore. Their sad lament is a message sent that you will sail no more. At Pier 59, longshoremen stand in line, down on Upper Bay. They await the great arrival, but it will not come today. Nor will it come tomorrow, not now or evermore. For it has reached its destination on a far off, lonely shore. Lay still, Titanic lady, in your slumber beneath the deep, where guardian angels hover over thee, a vigil there to keep.
on behalf of Mary Burke, Mary Simon. Flanagan is Reed Sire. On behalf of James Flynn, J.J. Hegarty. And on behalf of Pat Canavan, Jerry Canavan. On behalf of Deal Mahan, Vincent O'Callaghan. On behalf of Bridget Donoghue, Sive Cronin. On behalf of Catherine McGowan, Willie Cusick. On behalf of Mary Canavan, Martin Doherty. So before we do the joyous knells for our three survivors, we have with us here this morning Michael Kelly from Mohill, County Leitrim, who will toll the bell for Matthew Sadler from Mohill, who also lost his life in Titanic sank. on behalf of Fanny K. Kelly, survivor, Michael Murphy, told about. And on behalf of Dina McDermott, another survivor, Jim Hanahan. Toss you here. In a sense of disaster, as you have had in Mayo recently, and we must not forget those poor reporters from Rescue 116, and the helicopter it ran into crashed into Black Rock Lighthouse up near Belmont, and on a mission of rescue, and tragically lost 4 members of the crew, and the remains of 2 of them have not been found, and it's very distressful for the families. I hope they told the bell in Belmont for them, hopefully they find their rescue crew. Right. We're going to a song now from Roisin Barrett. It's a story of immigration and disappointment.
First day of January 1892, they opened Ellis Island and they let the people through. And the first to cross the threshold of that Isle of Hope and Tears was Annie Moore of Ireland, who was only 15 years. I love hope, I love tears, I love freedom, I love fears, but it's not the Isle you left behind. That Isle of hunger, Isle of pain, Isle you'll never see again. But the Isle of home is always on your mind. In a little bag she carried all her past and history, and her dreams for the future in the land of liberty. And courage is your passport when your old world disappears. But there's no future in the past when you're only 15 years. I love hope, I love tears, I love freedom, I love fears, but it's not the Isle you left behind. That Isle of hunger, I love pain, you'll never see again. But the Isle of Home is always on your mind. When they closed down Ellis Island in 1942, 17 million people had come there for sanctuary. And in the springtime when I went there and I stepped onto its piers, I imagined how it must have been when you're only 15 years. I love hope, I love tears, I love freedom, I love fears. But the Isle of Home is always on your mind. But the Isle of Home is always on your mind.
Thank you very much. At this stage now, we're going to lay a wreath at the base of the bell in honour of all those who drowned from Titanic. We pray, Tommy Canavan and Bradley Cern, on behalf of the Society, will bring the wreath to the bell. Now afterwards, if you've never tolled the bell, you're certainly welcome to come and toll the Addergoole bell. Now we have a deck of the rosy led to us all by Discern. As I said, when we also told the bell because they never rang it at church, and therefore do come along.